This episode
that
of
man
Geeks and
can
Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Brian Edward Hill, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all.
This is a world of Capes and Lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Good afternoon. We're here to review the newest hit from Marvel. Surprisingly, it's a Sony production, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Even if you heard us bad-mouthing Justice League or Aquaman at the start of this. Anyway, so let's begin. And you really should catch this on YouTube if you're listening to this on the podcast, because we're all cosplaying today. So let's begin. Let's dive into the Spider-Verse. Capes and Lunatics starts right now. As I can't see through this mask. Anyway!
That's what I'm doing without the mask.
Yeah. But yeah.
You sure this is a Spawn mask?
No, it's a Scarlet Spider mask.
Does Scarlet Spider go that far up on the sides with his eyes?
Depends who was drawing it. Anyway, that's right.
It's chaos already on a Saturday afternoon.
I know, but speaking of, I am Phil dressed as the Scarlet Spider. I know he wasn't in the movie, but I kind of think there's a shout out there, but we'll get to that.
Yes.
And joining me, Spider-Gwen over there is...
Yeah, this is the Spider-Gwen, yeah. It's Lilith Hellfire. I was going to say Spider-Ghost now, Phil. Keep up.
That's
Spider-Woman in the movie.
Ghost Spider. Not Spider-Ghost.
Spider-Ghost.
And cosplaying as some tourist from Miami or your bookie from Jersey is...
Charlie, the Professor Esser.
Oh!
You know, if I'm
going to... Oh, go ahead.
If I'm going to be a bookie from New Jersey, you got that professor, because that's... I'll give you all the odds.
I'm the professor.
I'm the professor.
I did want to shout out my bae for making my shoes for my costume. I don't know if you guys can see the turquoise gym shoes if you don't follow me on Facebook.
He made them what? Did he paint them? Or?
Yeah. See
Cool.
the turquoise?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't want ballet flats. I like kicks.
Or if you follow Little Hellfire on Facebook, you would have seen them.
Okay, that's what that was. Wait, does she have turquoise shoes?
She has turquoise ballet flats. I don't do ballet flats. I do gym shoes. As you can see.
Actually, they are toe shoes. They're not flats. You can see that they have the... when she lands on point, you can see that they do have points. So.
Okay. I don't do those.
That's fine.
The Bay made shoes. Anyway.
What?
So, yeah.
She's married a, what are those?
She's not married! She'll never get married! Don't worry, Lilith, I'll do it for you.
Now, I was trying to remember what those things were that build shoes.
Elves?
No, yeah. I know what you mean. They're like haberdashers, but for, cobblers.
Cobblers?
Well, no, yeah, I mean, yes, we have the cobbler, but I couldn't remember, who visits at night. The magical ones,
Elves.
Yeah, elves. Hobbits do it, too. I didn't want to say elf, because that's just so... Elf is kind of a catch-all term for mystical creatures sometimes,
As are goblins. Hell.
Yeah.
Speaking of...
Yeah, exactly.
A man who cares for your shoes, that's a good man. That's all I'm saying.
I know it was alright, we'll get into this. Alright, spoilers aplenty, so be warned. So I know it was the Ultimate Universe version of the Green Goblin, but why was he, big as a dragon?
Why was Fisk as big as two minivans? Who knows? Aesthetics.
Well, no, it's because they were going for a very, aesthetics. It was a very comic book aesthetic. They wanted everything to have the look. And not for nothing, they translated ink and pen artistry and modern comic book storytelling very well on screen here. Yeah. To the point where I'm actually really disappointed I did not pay extra for 3D. I'm going to take Tristan to see this in 3D. I think this is going to be a film that's going to be worth in 3D.
Yeah. You can tell the way that it's shaded and how the focus goes in and out in certain shots that this is definitely meant for 3D IMAX kind of things.
Yeah.
And
there's more subtle detail, especially when the multiverse starts crashing into each other and stuff. And the fight, definitely the fight at the end.
Oh, yeah. And what did you think of like the text boxes and the sound effects? Woo!
I chuckled. Okay, this is crazy though. Like, so I went to the 11 a.m. showing by myself, and then I went to the 7 p.m. showing. Both literally were like only 5 other people in there, and so it was just weird. So like, I don't know.
I hope it does good business because it was a good movie. Okay.
Yeah, and the critics have been going crazy for it. And I was worried. I was like, is this all hype? Is this paid? Like hype? Because it is Sony. It's Sony Animation. I don't know I don't think Sony's ever had a good, besides this movie, animation film ever. So I was just really.
Yeah, because Luke and I went to the 515 show yesterday, and there was like 3 couples in there with their kids, and yeah, it wasn't too crowded, so I'm hoping it does good business. But yeah,
Word of mouth's gonna do this movie good, I think.
Yeah, Luke is 5. I mean, it kept his attention the whole time, and he kept
the whole time.
Like, yeah, and he was like, "What's that?" Yeah, because he kept asking me questions like, "What's that?" He's like, "What happened?" I was like, "We were talking because, like I said, he's 5 years old. I think he was the oldest kid in that theater."
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, I'll go along with it, but
there was only three couples in there, and like, yeah, they had like all the kids in there looked like they were younger than 5. So,
okay. I mean, I went, and it was a nice mix at my showing. Of course, I went, first show on Saturday, which is that's your big bulk show because that's where everyone, especially if you have kids, because you want to pay all that money.
Well, that's why I said I went to 515 when we came out. I think the next showing looked like it was going to have a lot more people. So.
Yeah,
no, when we were coming out of ours at like 8 or when like 9, it was like not a lot of people either. So
yeah, but
like for the big Marvel movies in my area, it's like disgustingly overcrowded.
Plus, I wonder if like closer to Christmas, as more people get time off, if it's going to increase. Like, watch if maybe the second week will even do more business than the first.
Yeah, I think so.
Honestly, this is a big fight for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
I think this came out at just the right time to dominate Christmas. And I think that was what Aquaman was hoping, was that they were going to dominate Christmas.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe they're not going to.
Especially animated stuff, usually does pretty good around Christmas.
Well, yeah, it's animated, it's superheroes, and not for nothing, even though, yes, there is death and violence in it, nothing worse than you'd see in Bambi.
It's PG, yeah.
Yeah, it's...
Disney has a high death count. Let's
Yeah, no, but that's the bar. That's the bar. You're going to traumatize a kid with Bambi, you can get away with a lot. Because that's what they say when they go to the MPAA. They say, "Hey, you let it go in Bambi." Yeah. Like, dang, we did let it go in Bambi. Back on Bambi.
But I think it's going to dominate Christmas. I think it's going to be like a race for second place between Aquaman and Bumblebee. But plus, I mean, it's animated. Plus, it's Spider-Man. I mean, that's the big 3. Everybody knows. Even your grandmother knows Spider-Man, Superman, Batman.
Yeah, he is. He is the Superman of Marvel Comics. He's the one that everyone knows.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, actual film. I actually walked in like a few seconds late, so I actually missed like the first Spider-Man's here's my whole story bit, but I came in right when he came in and started. And that's sad, man.
Yeah, that they spoiler alert, they
that was secretly Ben Reilly, right? With the blonde hair.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, why was he blonde? Was that Ben Reilly?
It was Ben Reilly, bro. It was like he was the real Peter Parker. That is Sony's stand, and I don't know how I feel about
that. It's funny that you said it because I kind of felt like the Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yeah,
was Ben Reilly.
I want to talk. No, definitely not. I want to talk about how Tobey Maguire actually turned down to do the voice work because obviously this is Sweatpants Spider-Man was totally Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Like they didn't shy away from it, the imagery, everything, but he did turn down the voice work, and we got. I don't want to say stuck with Jake Johnson, but we got Jake Johnson.
Yeah, I'll say Jake Johnson did good. Here's what I'll say. It's only disappointing because we could have had Tobey Maguire, but the fact of the matter is, from Tobey Maguire's perspective, it's like he doesn't want to go back to his safe zone well as an actor.
Him and Elijah Wood Best Bros ain't doing nothing right now. So either do another Hobbit movie, do another Spider-Man movie, or GTFO.
You know what? Not for nothing. Sometimes actors just say, "Let me GTFO." James Cagney did that. Where he was like, "You know what? I don't actually want to be an actor. I like
did hear him
producing
say
little
GTFO.
art films, but I don't really want to make another big gangster film. He would do it when he had to pay the bills, but if you're not actually producing your own films, like James Cagney or Orson Welles, then you say, you know what, maybe I just want to chill.
And I don't want to hear about how he's broken bankrupt in 5 years when he could have done this, because this is Sony's chance to keep that Spider-Man hope alive, and we might even have a Venom crossover, at this point.
Yeah.
Well, do you think Toby's even like he was afraid that like maybe people would like think it's just like, oh yeah, he's too old to be live action Spider-Man, but let's throw him a bone and give him the animated.
He had to have stunt training too, stunt double too. So
yeah, I know, Charlie, but I mean, you don't want to point it out.
Voice acting is a sweet gig if you can get it. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, as long as your voice lasts, you can do it. As long as your voice sounds youthful, you can do it till the day you die. Yeah.
Just ask not Bruce Wayne, Adam West. They're just the same person as far as I know.
I was waiting for him to say Kanye West.
No.
The beginning was great. I love all the references to the actual cereal, there's not really a Christmas album, but there's like a real album of like Marvel superhero like rock anthems or something that they were referring to in that album.
There was some kind of Spider-Man album out. What was that? Was that the 70s or 80s?
I thought it had like Thor and a couple of other people. It wasn't specifically Spider-Man?
Okay, there are 2 Marvel Comics rock albums. Okay.
Of course.
One that was not done with the approval of Marvel. That was just a prog rock band from, I want to say, England. And I actually own it, and I'm blanking on the name of them right now. But they did some really great songs around a lot of classic Marvel characters. My kids loved it. They did. But then Marvel actually did produce its own rock album in around the same time. That was, and the only one I know is that they're like the big hit on it, which was the Spider-Man song it was called "Hero Starts to Bleed," and yeah, I never heard that one. I can't find that one. That one exists somewhere, but I've yet to find the actual official Marvel Comics album. Then there was a third album, which wasn't a rock album. It was just Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and everyone in the bullpen yammering, sort of a day in the life of the bullpen. And that's kind of a flexi disc, and that one you can find. That one's actually relatively easy. At least the audio tracks from it.
I love the comic book that they actually based comic books on his like life. That was pretty cool too.
But you notice that it's a different looking Peter Parker in his life.
Yes,
because you have to maintain his secret identity.
Well, yeah, I was going to say I'm trying to remember what the name was, but I think they put like a different. It didn't say Peter. If you read real close, it didn't say Peter Parker. They just threw some name in it. Was it Bill or something? Yeah.
Bill Riley? Yeah.
Bill O'Reilly? No.
Actually,
Steve Lee? Was it Steve Lee?
When they first pull off the mask, I remember oh my gosh, Flash Thompson was the Spider-Man in this show.
Yeah, I know. At first I was like, wait, it was a fake. It wasn't Peter Parker, but yeah, that's what I had the same thought as Lilith. Is it Ben Riley? Is it?
I was just like, I bet you Phil's thinking the same thing.
Was this a universe where, like in the Clone Saga, Peter Parker got killed, so Ben Riley's like, oh, at least Spider-Man left.
Well, they did massage the Ultimate Origins a lot because the whole uncle and father thing getting swapped, and so they did massage a lot.
Uncle and father got swapped? What?
Yeah, isn't it that his dad dies in the actual comic, not his uncle?
You mean in Peter Parker or
Miles
Morales?
Oh, okay.
Unless his dad died recently. Well, I'm trying to remember. Well, his mom died. I know in the Ultimate Comics.
She got brought back.
Yeah, once they brought him to the regular 616, they brought them. Yeah, but yeah, both the parents.
And
I'm trying to remember.
Why did they bring her back?
Why?
Because Miles Morales had a hamburger stuffed in his pants.
Oh, Molecule Man, yeah.
Yeah, the same hamburgers.
Jughead? What's going on?
Yes. Honestly, it all makes sense. It's you got pan-dimensional pockets and hamburgers shoved in them, and references to hamburgers in this episode too, in this movie too. So
yeah.
Yes, gluttony. But no, I wish we could have spent just a little bit more time with the Peter Parker of Miles Morales. But I get that it's Miles' story, and I'm so happy for Miles. This is
yes.
I think Sony really snuck one in on Marvel. Like, no, we're gonna do the Miles Morales, bro. I know you introduced Prowler in Homecoming, but
yeah.
Well, we got Prowler here. Miles' uncle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying they're just like, no, we're doing this.
Yeah,
but even not to skip to the end, but they even gave us Miguel. I was just like, dude, if they don't give us Miguel, and I'm just waiting, and my boyfriend's waiting, and he's just like, he's really mad, and then he's like, oh my god, they did it.
Well, you know what they actually set up in that? Because okay, if we want to jump to the end credit scene, because there's so much going on in that end credit scene that I think it's easy to miss. So first off, it's a perfect end credit scene because it's set up so dramatically. You know, Miles, not Miles, but Miguel, yeah. And then they go back to Earth 67.
Which is canon as the actual crappy 67 Spider-Man.
Because long before Legends and DC and this current DC TV line said, it's all connected, they're all other universes, Spider-Verse did it first. Because Spider-Verse was going to the 1967 universe. They even had one episode where they went to the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends universe and everyone got murdered, which is sad. I hated that book. I was like, oh. Or the Fruit Pie universe where those fruit pies should have cured them of their hunger. You gotta obey the rules when you go to another universe. That's my opinion. But anyway.
That's right. We talk a lot about those Hostess Fruit Pie ads on the Quantum Zone. Check out Capes and Lunatics. Oh, your favorite drop. I forgot.
Second favorite.
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
What about our Quasar podcast?
Shout out to the boys.
Anyway. But I love that. But it also suggests that they may get to that. It means that when they do the sequel to this, it is going to be the Inheritors, the Morlun and his Schmendex.
Yeah, the Inheritors, yeah.
But I just knew they couldn't resist to do the memeiest meme of the 67 Spider-Man. I just knew. I was like, he's going to do the point.
Don't you point at me that way. Don't you put at me that way. You even got a shot at Jameson, yeah.
Me and Bay were both like, this is getting out of hand. Now there's two of them.
Hey, I welcomed it. If they couldn't have Ben Reilly in this, my next one would have been Spider-Man 2099. I
was just like, this is too much. I can't.
Yeah, so that was a great, honestly, it was a great ending. And then you get your pre-ending, which of course is Gwen saying, or we assume it's Gwen and not Gwen Poole, saying hi to Miles between universes at the end.
Well, they hinted at it that he was going to, but they don't explain it, so I'm assuming they'll explain it maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, they've already greenlit, a sequel to this?
For Spider-Gwen, yeah.
Oh, I thought there was two. I thought there was
they greenlit the one on the other, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Spider-Gwen one, and then a sequel, with everyone, I guess, yeah.
They're building their own Spider-Verse.
Yeah, good for them. I hope it works out for them, I do.
Yeah, especially if they keep it in this animated style. This, I think, is the thing that can run forever.
Like I said, I was absolutely shocked that Sony Animation, I honestly think that it wasn't Sony Animation. I feel like they just bought some cheap small house and put their name on it because Sony Animation.
Illumination, or was that DreamWorks?
Illumination is trash too, but whatever.
Well, you know what? I'll say this.
Need to get my unpopular opinion out of my mouth.
That's not
I'm not gonna defend Illumination, but I will say
Illumination.
Illumination. You will say that you can say that they do understand both basic storytelling, which is important, and marketing, which is also just as important in a business of selling superheroes. So. And I think Sony Animation bought Illumination, but I could be wrong about that. I'm not 100% certain. It might have been DreamWorks who bought them. Who did Shrek? That was DreamWorks. Yeah, so maybe DreamWorks bought Illumination, but I thought it was Sony. But anyway, either way, maybe someone is good at Sony now. They hired somebody who said, why don't we make a really good animated film for once? And said, good films. That's
because the original, I feel like they reworked this because the original trailers that I saw didn't look this good at all. Remember, I was just like,
Unless they
I've been hyping this for a year, so it's like...
Unless they showed the early,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. This is the thing, I think going back to the idea that we said that I think this was made to be. This is made to be an IMAX.
This is a love letter, yeah.
Full price. No. This is meant to be an IMAX full price ticket, Dolby sound, rocking in your seat kind of film. This is meant to be, this is a $20 ticket film is what they meant it to be.
Yeah.
I think you can, because there were times I'm watching this and wait, because things would be a little blurry at the edges.
Yes.
Am I supposed to have my glasses on now? Whoa.
I know. The first couple minutes, I was like,
that's also a technique to help you focus to the middle of the screen when you need to focus as well. So.
No, I know that as well, but it was.
I know. I was afraid I was in the wrong version. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it didn't pull me out, but it made me say, I bet this is going to look fantastic in 3D.
Oh yeah, with the animation.
You know what? Maybe the 3D show was packed. Honestly, that might have been the thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't do 3D, so
it's since I had to see these movies twice, having kids, I can do the cheap one on the first round, and then I can really see it in the big one.
Yeah, I mean it's probably the advantage too, just with the animation is they can make the 3D look better than the live action stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Well, I mean that's the whole thing. It's like I think, and here's the thing: we're moving to a world where there's not going to be live action anymore.
It's all CGI, and they call it live action. Look at you, Lion King and Dumbo.
There are live actors in Dumbo, but there are no live actors in Lion King. But not for nothing, the biggest animated film of next year is going to be Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay.
And let's face it, Samuel L. Jackson is animated. Phil Coulson is animated.
Yeah, but you don't think there's going to be a lot of CGI in Endgame, though?
Well, yeah. Well, it's not even just the CGI. It's the fact that the actors who are doing the motion capture for the CGI, that what we're seeing is the animated.
Yeah, Sam Jackson's basically an animated character.
Sam Jackson will win Oscar for Best Animated Performance. They're finally going to do
I don't think the Academy has caught up on that. They can barely get a damn host. So let's just keep it moving.
I just think it would be funny. It would be sad, actually, if the first time they actually do Best Animated Acting Performance, it goes to Sam Jackson.
It'd be like Jethro Tull still in Metallica's Thunder all over again.
Not to take us too far off course, but I mean that Academy's in such disarray this year. I think we could host the Oscars on this.
Send them on request, Phil.
I'm serious. I'm half thinking about, hey, we'll do pretty cheap. Just let us shout out our podcast every 20 minutes, and we'll do it for almost nothing.
Once for each podcast.
Oh, geez. That's like every 2 minutes.
Well, no, it's just as long as we see all Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics sidekicks, that covers everything, so.
Well, yeah, but what about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
What about our Wade's World podcast?
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
And then, of course, we have to give the collective a shout-out, Phil.
And what about our Wade's World podcast?
Yeah. Anyway.
And what about our Super Connectivity podcast?
I didn't like the Academy stuff. That was kind of like, I've seen this, it's kind of almost like I kind of saw it in Homecoming.
Brooklyn Visions, but that is from the comics.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like, don't be a stickler all the time.
Well, I mean, honestly, the idea of a boarding school in Manhattan, sure, why not?
They do actually have some.
I guess they do.
The kids that live in New York, they go home, but then there's kids that are from foreign countries that do stay on the premises.
I think it was a really big plot point because one, it shows you Miles is intelligent, just like the other spider people. Two, gave them an excuse to have
be away from home, and
and 2 and 3 meet Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't even go to school there.
She doesn't even go here.
I know. Well, she needs somewhere to live. She's out of her universe. And to show that video, which I knew when they blocked the female scientist's last name, I knew that was going to be something. Yeah. Charlie, what did you think of our female Dr. Octopus?
Do your friends call you Doc Ock? Actually, no. My friends call me Liv. I was like, yes!
Actually, what I love best about that is when she bursts into the house and then May goes, "Oh, hello, Liv."
Okay.
Which actually means they're friends. Ooh. That they know each other.
It's the unbreakable thing. It's,
Liv, can you please take this outside? You know.
She's like, don't make me say it again, and then she gets Lucille. Take it outside.
Yeah. Poor Tombstone gets so warped this whole...
I don't think they even name-checked him, did they?
They really didn't. Did he even say a word?
I don't think anyone would have accepted if someone said, oh, Tombstone did that. He's not supposed to be Man Mountain Marco.
Yeah, no. I think he had a line or two, but yeah, I don't think anyone even Kingpin, I don't think anyone said, hey, Tombstone or anything.
No, the only reason we know who Man Mountain Marco's name is because he says, I'm Man Mountain Marco every time he shows up into a scene.
Yeah.
No one ever says, hey, Man Mountain Marco.
I was waiting for Tombstone to say, hard as marble, cold as ice.
Yeah. But that's the thing. He doesn't do enough. See, this was the Tombstone from another universe in which he was only a henchman because he doesn't have enough hype game. Because see, if you have enough hype game, that's why in the MC2 universe, Man Mountain Marco eventually became the Kingpin because he had his hype game down. Didn't matter that he wasn't that smart. Didn't matter that he wasn't that good. He was ruthless and he had a good hype game. And that's what you need to be a crime lord overboss.
I want to just talk about some of my favorite Easter eggs. For as much guff as I do give Bendis, we do have to thank Bendis for Miles Morales.
And
we have to applaud him for adopting children that inspired his world to change his worldview. So, yeah.
But yeah, did you see?
Sorry, I stepped on your line.
Yeah, in the phone.
Yeah, in Miles' contacts
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as hard as it is to believe, Mr. Bendis, for once,
will be nice and kind.
Good job.
Yeah, well, no, not for nothing. Here's the main thing about all second and third generation comics creators. Their original ideas are often better than when they have to work within a stricture of another person's idea. I mean, Millar is the same way. Everyone, a lot of people like Old Man Logan, but the fact of the matter is, Old Man Logan has so many problems with it. If you're a Hulk fan or if you're a fan of any of the other characters that don't get good treatment by Millar, but if you read actually Millar's own stuff, that's just his world and his creations, you get all the things you like about Old Man Logan, but not
coming soon to Netflix, by the way.
I'm sorry. Well, he's coming to Netflix. Oh yeah,
he got the Netflix deal, and they're going to be developing some of his stuff in the shows.
I heard they were going to do Super Criminals, which I'm so excited about. I love Super Criminals. It's such a good book series. It is like a great heist. It's like Ocean's 11 with superheroes. It's fantastic, and I hope that gets made. Fingers crossed. But yeah, it's like these things where I can hate this guy, but then he does original stuff, and it's like, oh, that's so good.
Well, like we said too, Bendis is usually better when he does
street level stuff.
Yeah, street level stuff.
Even
once he gets more powerful.
Yeah, like it's weird because Spider-Man is both simultaneously known as the friendly neighborhood spider, but yet goes and fights people like Doc Ock, and he goes off to secret wars.
I mean, really, what is Doc Ock except a super genius trying to take over the world with no real planning of what he's going to do once he takes over the world?
You had to throw Doc.
But that's not a street level idea. A street level idea is I'm going to kill all the gangs in my area and be the kingpin of say Harlem.
But I mean, I get Lil's point too. Spider-Man can be street level, but I mean
you
also
can scale up.
And in this movie, I mean multi-dimensional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Well, I mean, that's the thing. But it all starts with a street level thing. It all starts in Brooklyn. It all starts with the Fisk. It all starts with local nefariousness on a local level. Also that Fisk can steal some other Fisk's family. And that's like the
family.
and again, did Kingpin not know or not care that if he brings another version of his wife and son over from another universe? Oh, I was gonna say they're gonna die, but
yeah, she didn't tell. She just wanted her. Yeah.
And two, let's say they live. Would the wife and son really want to be with him, seeing how he yanked them out of their whatever lives they had in this other universe?
He hold them hostage and they get Stockholm Syndrome. I mean, isn't that,
I guess.
Well, not for nothing. It's because a sociopath.
Exactly.
He's not thinking in that way. His love for Vanessa is based mostly on his desire, less than an actual emotional connection. So, and same sadly with his son Richard. Who is the one who becomes the Rose also Richard?
Yeah, that's the one who becomes the Rose. So that's what I'm saying. So yeah, kind of young here, so no Rose.
No Rose yet. Although
not yet.
Multiple dimensions.
Yeah. Hey.
Let's not forget.
We literally opened the door
in another universe.
But I believe that like that scene they showed when they came in and saw him like having Spider-Man in the chokehold, and she's like, "Oh, we're leaving." I think that's like a scene from like an old Spider-Man comic, but it was just her, not the son. Yeah. Or she comes in and it's like, I think he retires for a while. What was this, like the 60s or something? She's like, you know, it's either me or cry, make your choice, and he retires for a while.
Yeah, well, you know, as you do.
Yeah,
for a while, yeah, because
you
still got to make your bones.
Then he had to come out of retirement. Yeah.
You know.
I'd be like, you like all this nice stuff? Well, hey, there's prices to pay, sister.
Okay,
not for nothing.
Okay, Harvey Weinstein.
What?
Well, Marchesa is a whole nother situation that I won't even get into.
You know, not for nothing, Philip. You can be a horrible, horrible criminal gangster and not be a sexual predator.
Sycophant, yeah.
I still think
you can destroy people's lives without making
open robe.
You don't have to be Alan Moore and make everything a weird sex thing.
Take a drink. Weekly Alan Moore reference by Charlie Hesser. Take a drink.
Just for the joy of destroying their life.
I just say stuff to see how long it'll take you to say Alan Moore.
That was the new record.
I was going to go into it when I was doing Malar. I didn't have a good transition, but you brought up
coming from the man in the open V-neck shirt.
I'm going to go right to Alan Moore because not everything is a weird sex thing.
As is the truth with this, actually.
Coming from the man in the open shirt.
This movie, actually, yeah, I don't get why was this PG-13? Because I guess the vibe, it was PG? Okay, I was going to say.
Yeah. You get extra points when you're animated.
Oh. Because there was some intense violence.
Yes, but
Kingpin killed that first Spider-Man.
Yeah, he killed 2 people.
I guess they really didn't show it. I mean, they showed him like punch the ground, but they really didn't show contact.
I just like how the first Peter Parker that we meet, he's just like, "Oh, you're like me. I can't wait to train you."
Mm-hmm.
But it's a younger. This is the thing. It's a younger Peter Parker.
Yeah, because what did he say? He was Spider-Man for 10 years. Then the later Peter Parker we get, he was Spider-man for what, 22 years or something?
22 years. Yeah. Since Spider-Man 3, apparently.
Wow, it's been that long.
And it seems like it. And you know, and he was all bitter because him and
MJ didn't work it out.
Yeah. Although it looks like they might have been working it out in the end, maybe, or at least trying to.
Hey,
well, he's going to try to. then, like Flash Thompson says, "Hey, Mary, who's at the door?" And he's like, "Oh man,
Penis Parker."
It'd be like that Friends episode with Joey trying to find the person who lives next door to Ross, and then finally Ross shows up. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I would not hate that.
Now we need an edit of the End of the Spider-Verse trailer with the Friends thing. No one told you that was.
Yeah, that would have been perfect, actually. But yeah, I was a little bummed.
Netflix owns that now, so they can't.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I asked about the female. I asked about the female Doc Ock. Charlie, what did you think of the Stan Lee cameo?
Oh, the Stan Lee cameo was fantastic. You know, and it's like all the Stan Lee cameos. And honestly, I feel bad for Endgame for its Stan Lee cameo now because it's like, oh man, what can we do to up our Stan Lee cameo game? Because this was like the Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he was.
And they can keep doing it without it being weird and creepy too, because it's animated.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it was. I mean, I'm sure they didn't plan it this way, but I think it was like the perfect cameo of him to have, like the first one after his passing.
Yeah. Well, second one after his passing.
Well, wait, what one did we get?
Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, yeah. But I guess full on Marvel movie.
Yeah, this was this was his first speaking role.
Yeah.
After his, and it is beautiful. It is perfect. And
no returns, no refunds ever.
Exactly. That's what makes it like it's like because he's being all nice and grandfatherly, but it's like it's a business kid.
There's Stan.
Oh, I also love when Sweatpants was like, "Oh no, wearing your own merch." I was laughing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, no cape. Spider-Man doesn't wear cape.
Oh, that was a great reference too. I'm like, but it was that one what if, and when I went to the cave, I was like, oh!
You beat me to it, Lilith. Oh! Because that's the actual costume from Here's Spidey.
My boyfriend didn't get the joke, and I was like, if they don't show this, I'm going to be so mad. I was like, there it is!
Yes.
You get that joke, we're done!
Yeah, and I believe it's Daredevil that told Spider-Man not to wear capes in that one, so.
Yeah, but there was I was trying to see if all those were suits in
they're all actual suits from like video games and other, yeah.
Well, yeah, and there was like the stealth suit from the comics, yeah.
Yeah, that was a great spider cape, by the way.
I know.
But I was like, this is like when Peter got rich, and I was like, oh, the spider car. As soon as I said the spider car showed up.
Spider-Mobile, yeah. I know, I was like, is that a shout out to like Parker Industries?
It is! I was like literally saying that, and then it showed up, I'm like, nobody likes it! Stop reminding us!
Well, I think that's supposed to be also a reference, because I think there's an aspect of that first part I missed, where he suggests that he made money as Spider-Man, and then when we get our Tobey Maguire pastiche, he makes the point about how he made some bad investments.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And so the idea is, I'm guessing this world Spider-Man made some good investments.
He's like the Star Labs of this universe.
Or to make another interesting point, just it hasn't all gone south yet.
Yeah. Well,
Which is the other kind of funny thing about that is like, oh, you had like another 12 years with MJ. Maybe everything was going to go south for this Peter too, Maybe, because I was going to say, we did see Aunt May's house, but we didn't see where this universe's Peter and Mary Jane lived, so they might have had like a nice big house or penthouse. Yeah, I'm sure she does. Or a penthouse, I'm sure Mary Jane's doing well for herself. She's friends with a big wig in the city like Wilson Fisk.
But that big whole thing with like the public funeral, that was like a shout out to the Ultimate Universe, because they made it look like Peter Parker died in the Ultimate Universe, and then Miles Morales took over. So
I love how that kid was like, probably not personally you. When he's like, it's up to me, he's like, no, I think it was a metaphor.
Or what about afterwards when Miles is in the graveyard, and that's when Sweatpants shows up and the cops, there's a kid in a Spider-Man suit with a dead hobo.
That was great. That chase was great too.
I know, even Miles, he's like, why do I get stuck with hobo Spider-Man?
Yes. Well, and he is technically a hobo. He's not from this universe. He has nowhere to live. He's just making his way, looking for some delicious hobo lifting aroma pies. Just like Peter Porker.
Just walk out like we're supposed to be here. You carry the computer. I grab a bagel.
And they're like, hey, he stole the bagel.
Oh, yeah, Miles just like beating somebody in the head with the bagel.
Yeah, you don't mess with the break room food. If you don't work there, don't do it. Maintenance people.
I love that all the scientists had guns at their tables too.
Because it's Fisk Industries, of course.
Yes.
It's like nobody has a problem with like colliding universes. They're just like, y'all gonna die. Like, what are you? It's like the people that work at Jurassic Park. What are you doing? Are you an idiot?
Well, nobody thinks that their experiment's going to go horribly wrong.
What has it never not?
It's like, oh, this is kind of a dangerous work environment. Well, here's $500,000 a year. Okay, I guess I'll chance it.
Well, not for nothing. Okay, it's not like they don't have security protocols in place. For example, this was just supposed to be a test. It only collapsed the multiverse because
the menace
only shook the
Green
entire
Goblin shoved Spider-Man's head into the field, which is what brought the other Spiders in, because as we see, it's the genetic code with the hair
that you search for. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. We saw that.
And it's been going on for weeks because they kept mentioning the earthquakes and stuff too. So
yeah, well, yeah, because and obviously it moves you not only through space but time, because even though it all happened at the same time, Gwen showed up a few weeks prior.
Because she needed to be there.
She needed to be there for that moment.
So her and Miles can plant the seed. And my boyfriend just looks at me, are you happy? And I'm just like, It's PG. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, and I love that there wasn't a kiss at the end of those.
Yeah.
That was the most restrained and intelligent thing to do. Say, because you could see both of them wanted to kiss, but they said, you know what? We are literally in a firefight. This is literally our first meeting, and we're still teenagers. Let's just have a hail and hearty handshake.
But that poor kid's puberty was terrible.
Overnight.
I mean, I know maybe not overnight, but like maybe over a couple of weeks where I had.
I got that maybe the spider bite did that.
Well, yeah, it wasn't actual puberty. It was.
I know. I'm just saying that.
What it says, I don't think you know what that word means.
I mean, it could have been puberty, but it accelerated it.
But I like the fact that he caused Gwen's haircut. That was, well, maybe not for her, but that was cute for me.
And it worked. She made it work. She rocked it.
I have an idea. I'm going to pull really hard. No, that's not a good idea.
That's a terrible
idea. It was not a good idea.
Like, nobody at that school is worried that his hands are so sticky and, like, that they had to cut his hand out of her hair.
You know what? It's a super science school, Lilith. This stuff happens.
He probably making adhesive.
It's honestly, they probably get super epoxy stuck in the hair a lot because they obviously have clippers in the nurse's office.
True.
It's like, super.
But it's a boarding school, so it would probably be for lice.
You have glue.
True, Lilith. Probably for lice.
Because it's a boarding school, so that kind of does make sense to me.
Yeah, that's true. Head lice is an issue. But I don't mean to be cutting you off.
Sorry. What else? So I was not a fan of that Green Goblin aesthetic, though. I will just be very serious with you. I was just
it looked like a giant dragon almost.
Well,
I was like, Pete, is that you?
They didn't do much with Ultimate Green Goblin in that,
Yeah, no.
They really kind of had him in one. Did he come back for the later fights?
I don't think.
Yeah, no, it was. He was just, I guess, because they wanted the Green Goblin in the Death of Spider-Man kind of
just thing. So they could be like, ours.
Well, yeah, that was kind of what they did in the Ultimate Universe. Yeah, that's before they showed, Peter Parker really didn't die. It was that version of the Goblin who took out. I mean, he wasn't that big, but yeah, Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, took him out.
Yeah. Well, he gets bigger every cartoon. Cartoons are like that because he's bigger in the cartoon, in the latest cartoon. Spider-Man, so
I'm big all over.
Ultimate Goblin, so yes, and I am big all over. Yes, my big thing. I have many big
so
things.
Inappropriate, Philip, and I love it.
What? He said big Green Goblin.
This podcast
got a big mustache
rated
too now.
But you can tell this.
Philip.
I know, PG. But anyway, you could tell this was like a Sony multiverse because I think in every version it was like I'm Spider-Man and I'm the only thing standing between this city and
also Sony headphones and Sony Xperion cell phones. I'm like, no
product placement.
Not in any alternate universe. No,
gotta pay the bills. I
was like, come on, man. Miles will be rocking Beats by Dre. Like, let's not. Oh, I love the alternate universe touches of Chance the Rapper, though.
Just getting into that, how much did Nike pay for those shoes?
It's weird because they're retro throwback shoes from I want to say the early 2000s. So they're not even in production. They're vintage collectors. So I was just like, at least do something that's more accessible.
One either different universe, remember, or two was the Miles' shoes, right?
Yeah, they're Miles' shoes.
Was that supposed to show maybe that
he's different?
His family maybe didn't have as much money as some of the other.
No, collector vintage shoes, Nike Jordans. No, that's a lot of money. That's at least $250. No.
Well, maybe Uncle
for the past three.
Yeah, his uncle bought them for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say his uncle stole them for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, or they were his uncle's shoes, and now they've gotten passed down.
If they're hand-me-downs. Yeah,
I don't think they have as much value. It's like comic books, It's like you read your comic books a lot; they go down in value.
Yeah, true. Unless you white glove it through the plastic pages.
Wear gloves.
Yeah.
That's gonna turn your comic books evil. That's what we learned from Toy Story. You gotta play with them, or they're gonna turn evil.
Oh, what we didn't talk about? The other spider people, like Nick Cage.
I didn't really I I like Nick's, but I was just like, I thought it was an odd choice because he didn't really stand out in the actual run of the comic to me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I mean,
I guess it's a cool aesthetic.
Exactly. It was a design choice they made because Spider-Man Noir is a cool design choice, and Nick Cage voiced him perfectly.
He did.
It was a great thing, and not for nothing. Like I was telling Phil earlier, it's a great year for Nick Cage. He's been both Superman and Spider-Man now.
You know, I agree. Actually, even his like actual live action films. There's this movie called Mandy that I'm a horror movie fan, and it like literally they wrote the role for him, and it's amazing. So yeah, it has actually been a great year for Nick Cage. So
yeah, well, it's the Nick Cage-a-sance.
Oh God, help us!
I've always
James Franco world. I'll tell you what.
Ever since she ate that cockroach, that's an actor I was on board with.
Good lord! And we got Spider-Ham,
John Delaney, which I love. I love him. He's the new sign. He's the new generation Seinfeld. And I can totally get behind that because I like a clean comic every now and then.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he was right for Spider-Ham. I don't know.
How would have died for would have been Billy Crystal as Spider-Ham.
Oh, well, exactly.
Or Bill Murray. You know, like the classic greats.
Oh, Bill Murray, yeah.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Kids. But no, like, I get why they picked him, though. I get
it. No, it's absolutely, I understand it. I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking, I guess on some level I'm thinking I would have rather, who's the guy who does the voice of Bender?
Oh, Billy West?
Billy West, yeah. That's Billy West? Okay. I was getting Billy West and DiMaggio mixed up. But yeah, either one of those. I would have loved to have been either Billy West. Right? I'm sorry, what?
DiMaggio does Fry, so then Billy West does Bender. Or is it the other way around? I don't know anymore.
I'm not sure.
Either one is great.
Yeah. Honestly, there's so many great voiceover artists out there. And, even the guy who does the Brains voice I thought would have been great there. Actually, that's my next big hope is that they redo The Shadow as a podcast with the guy who does the voice of the Brain as the Shadow.
Isn't that Kelsey Grammer?
No, that's now they might cast Kelsey Grammer because he does an Orson Welles voice too. Yeah. But the actual his name is Maurice, or it's like it's Maur, it's something French. It's Maurce. And he's a great voiceover artist, and he would have been great for the role too. There's so many great voices. Honestly, Tara Strong could have done a great Spectacular Spider-Ham. I think we can all agree on that.
Oh, I thought that Haley Steinfeld totally killed it as Spider-Man, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Plus, the girl can sing, so if they ever want to branch out into a musical, we have that option open to us. Because musicals are a thing now.
You know she's going to be singing in the next.
Well, yeah, because she has a band.
The Greenland band.
Yeah.
The Mary Janes have a soundtrack, baby.
Maybe that was on purpose. Yeah.
And not for nothing, every little girl with her new Ghost Spider or Spider Woman, because she goes by Spider Woman in her own universe.
So,
Spider Woman comics,
So she's the one from Bumblebee too, right?
Yeah.
So she's going to clean up this month.
Well, she's been cleaning up, like between her and Pitch Perfect, and
just in a span of a month, she's really
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Did you see the actual dig at Aquaman they put in this film?
Was it in the Christmas song?
No. It's actually it's so there's two movie billboards you see in Times Square. One is horsing around something, which I think is supposed to be a Jack Black film, but I thought that was actually maybe originally designed to be a joke about. No, I thought it was supposed to be a joke about what was the film that Tobey Maguire was in where he rode a horse?
Was it? It's not Seabiscuit, is it?
Was it Seabiscuit? I can't remember. It was one of the. Yeah, I think it was Seabiscuit. Yeah, so I think that was supposed to be a joke about Seabiscuit. Tobey Maguire. But then when they pan left, in the second time they show it, there's a film that we very clearly see it's supposed to be Jason Momoa. And it's called Pool Boy, and he's sort of.
Damn.
Oh yeah, they put in their little dig at their competition in this as well.
They had a lot of great little Easter eggs in it though. I love the end credits with all the different little Spider-Man and
Oh, yeah.
That was cool. I was just like, yeah, we need a roller skatey Spider-Man.
Oh wait. Pool Boy works on multiple levels too, because Once Upon a Deadpool's out too.
Well, there we go. Yeah, but it was definitely.
But it's Momoa. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely. I was like, wait, that's Jason Momoa on that billboard.
They had a lot of fun references because I saw one that was for one of the plays that John Mulaney's in. Is an allusion to "Oh Hello," but it's "Hi Hello." I was like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so they put a lot of. It's New York. It's Times Square.
Yeah, exactly. I love how they realize that it's not their New York when they show up in Times Square. Ooh, this is not my New York. It's like, did somebody come from like the old late 70s? New York town where there's just like, porn. There's porn everywhere. That's the one that I would be from, I think.
Times Square or Little Hellfire's house.
Times Square used to be not a great place. I'm just saying.
No, I know. I visited. I got to see Times Square before it got cleaned up by Giuliani. And now I know why people hate Giuliani. Well, it's one of these weird things where there was this culture in this world that you want to keep, but at the same time, but you also got knifed a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, but the knifing isn't really worth the
cultural aesthetic. No judgments.
It's like, okay, we got it. Yes, we have to have a Disney store, but at least we're not getting knifed. So it's like trade-offs.
What else?
What else?
I kind of felt bad for Miles. But, it can't be that easy. I mean, it was kind of easy for Peter, honestly, in the original run. But, it can't be easy in this new world, I guess.
Well, was it?
Well, yeah, not for nothing. Peter got his powers in the 60s. I mean, let's be honest. If we're going to really talk about it, he got his powers in the 60s, which was a much more egalitarian world. Miles is growing up in, I guess, the 18s, even in the 90s, where it's like this cutthroat, no, you have to go to this elite boarding school that you got into.
For your education, yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise you're going to wind up nothing. Because you'll wind up like your brother. That was my biggest disappointment in this, is we never got Prowler's origin or backstory. Mm-hmm. We got that he was an engineer, and we got that he's a criminal now, but we never got, what the connect between those two facts were.
I feel it's like a little bit of the Vulture's backstory, too. It's like, you know what I mean? They could have, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he got more of a backstory than Scorpion. I don't even know who that
I was just so confused by the design choice on that one, too, and I'm just like, I'll go with it, but good grief.
Oh, did anyone think it was interesting that they gave this Duck pneumatic tentacles rather than robotic?
Yes, I did notice that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a weird thing. I wonder if that is I wonder if that was a design choice because she's a female. The idea of and it's just this weird, honestly, this is just so random. There was this weird idea I once read about how science had been dominated by men because mechanical sciences were put above other kind of sciences that maybe women might be more adept at for some reason. And the thing they gave was hydraulics and pneumatics as this thing that women might be more attuned to. Now, truthfully, that just made me, first off, going deeper and think, well, no, I think there's a lot of hydraulics involved in being a man. I just thought it was an interesting choice, and it just made me think, wow, is that because she's female, they don't want to give her mechanical parts, they wanted her parts to have maybe a softer sheen to them.
Or maybe it's just they
more
wanted
fluid flowing.
They wanted it. Yeah. They wanted it to stand out because it wasn't Otto Octavius, it was Olivia Octavius, or maybe a simple reason. Maybe they just look better in the 3D.
That could be it too. And it had a much more organic look to it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It had a smoother flow, definitely. You don't have to worry about that sound and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it looked nice. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I just thought, that's an interesting choice. As an aesthetic choice, it is very interesting. And this is a film that has a lot of great aesthetic choices.
I think, she was definitely the best villain aesthetically wise.
I couldn't tell you this much. Wreck-It Ralph just got a lot of competition for that best animated film category.
I thought that Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet was kind of lazy, so, whatever.
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, I'm not saying.
Yeah.
I mean, here's what I'll tell you. If you want anything to embody the internet, I think toxic, obsessive dude thing is definitely artistically, I'm going to say nail on the head.
Yeah.
But I think as a visual thing, I think this could be. I think if this beats Wreck-It Ralph, that really makes an interesting.
Oh, they're going to beat this franchise to the ground. We got Spider-Man 3.
And I'm going to tell you, I think this has a real contention for an Oscar.
Yeah, it's a lot of great. The soundtrack was great.
Oh yeah,
the sound was great. Yeah,
soundtrack's great. Yeah. Oh, I saw.
I love that Miles kept singing Sunflower because I've been singing that damn song for 3 months.
Nice.
And I have the whole soundtrack. So
you know, I saw the name. I saw her name, but I didn't realize. You know who played Aunt May?
Who? That was Lily Tomlin.
Lily Tomlin. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I knew that was Lily Tomlin.
I kept wanting her to be like Mayday Parker in disguise or something like that. I don't know why.
No, that was. No, we'll get her in the next one. We will get her in the next one because that was the whole reason they broke up.
Yeah.
Pete didn't want to have kids.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking.
They're going to meet Mayday, and then they're going to meet Annie.
Oh God.
Maybe in that all-girl spider.
Yeah, I think they did mention that they wanted to bring Mayday into the all-girls one.
Yeah. Well, Mayday is awesome.
It was like, just an older version. I'm so bummed that wasn't true.
Yeah, because like the last part of that Spider-Girls miniseries came out this week. You know, Spider-Geddon. Yeah.
Oh, that's the last one?
Well, you know, it's everything's concluding in Spider-Geddon number 5 this week coming up. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the week after, Superior Spider. I think that's that week. Superior Spider-Man.
Can't wait.
Do you think that this movie did the storyline justice? I mean, it only has so much time to tell the story that's very intricate, actually.
I think they did a good job for, the story they had to tell and all the characters they wanted to introduce.
Yeah. I do feel like Spider-Ham and Noir got kind of like shortchanged, though, out of all of them. Just because of their conceits or just for aesthetic choices.
Well, yeah, but not for nothing. Most of them are that way. Even Penny Parker is mostly an aesthetic choice.
Mm-hmm. Spoilers: her robot died. I got just a little bit sad.
Okay, her robot got broken.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Was controlled by this spider, which she has a psychic connection to.
She could build another.
The spider to bite her and just call it a day. Like, come on, don't be so damn difficult.
That's not what this spider does. This is a spider.
I know it's not what that spider does, but just conform a little.
She basically just has built new armor for her spider. Yeah.
I want to know is her father the Spider-Man of her universe with the Spider-Man super robot in Japan? I forget his name, but I know he doesn't like to use Sword of Vigor until Doc Ock says, "Why don't you just use Sword of Vigor all the time and just end the battle right away?" I said, "Well, that would be honorable, yes." But then he says, "Yes, but think of how much damage you'll prevent by just hitting him with your dang Sword of Vigor."
Voltron never went for Blazing Sword right away, did he?
Yeah, but it would end the battle and it would you would have less collateral damage.
But maybe their new economy works on the collateral damage that they cause. Did you ever think about that, Charlie?
Well,
a wartime economy is a good economy.
Not for nothing, but it's
old-timey war, not new-timey war.
Yeah, old-timey.
So, that's the thing. If you do have an economy based on collateral damage, what you're going to be doing is sending government money through taxes back down into the people. Now, that only works if you have a high tax rate on your upper echelon earners. But if you're just taxing the middle class to death to pay for rebuilding superheroes, that's how you get laws against superheroes. You have to tax the top at a larger portion. You have to have a very progressive tax rate to fund reconstruction-based economy.
We used to do that in America. We don't do it anymore.
And that's why superheroes are so much more cynical now. Why everyone hates superheroes. Because now everyone's thinking, well, that's costing me a lot of money when you're breaking up that building, mister. But then a guy like Otto Octavius says, let's minimize collateral damage. Let's go right for the Sword of Vigor. And I'm hoping, here's my big hope, that we actually get a superior... Oh.
I was waiting for this. I knew it was coming.
Because technically we should.
Yes, but here's what they're going to do as their twist. It's going to be Liv Octavius in Spider-Gwen's body as the new Superior Spider-Man or the new Superior Spider-Woman.
Possibly.
No? No one's buying that? Okay.
Possible.
Well, no, let's just get Superior Spider-Man in here.
Like it's still Sony, so like I'm not ready to give. I mean, like the aesthetics was great, the story was great. I like how they brought Miles to life specifically. I like his bond with Sweatpants Spider-Man. I do, but at the end of the day, it's still Sony. So many things can go wrong in a sequel. See Spider-Man 2 and 3. So. Or even see Amazing Spider-Man or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. It's like, wow, Sony finally has a good Spider-Man. It was like, well, actually, Spider-Man...
Maybe you should float that idea. Write yourself a spec script and send it off.
Yes.
They'll be like, that's genius.
You know what? Now, this is my hope in my life is that now that I have, like, more stability after so many years in the wilderness at a place that I think is going to be stable... I'm feeling that I'm going to be able to write again.
So we're going to get more super connectivity blogs? Just put them on the spot. Just put them on the spot!
I will get to the...
I want the Great American Novel by Charlie Esser, and I want an author picture on the back cover, and I want that just picture. Like that. What he's wearing right now.
Yes!
That's in my buttons.
I thought that the final battle was, we got a little shortchanged. Because I was just like, why is Miles' dad calling for backup? Do you not realize what's going on here?
Because he's a cop, and that's what you do. Especially when you're like, I need backup. It's like, yeah.
We can't send you backup.
I needed a couple squad cars to help me rebuild reality. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, what else are you going to do? What else are you
going to do? Hi!
You know,
be a normal human.
But but I mean, or I was gonna take a shot at the Kingpin, Liam Shriver.
Yeah,
yeah. I think that's the character that got the most shortchanged.
You know, but of course his dad's kind of conflicted, and not for nothing. What it is he's sitting there saying, "Okay, who is actually the threat here?" Because I see Wilson Fisk, Captain of Industry, notable philanthropist. And Spider-Man, who I already have a bit of a negative view towards. And who I think might have killed my brother.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, but it seemed like his father pieced it together eventually. Because he's like, come on, Spider-Man!
Yeah. Well, yeah, he did figure it out. But, you know, in that moment, you know, as a good cop should, he's not just going in guns a-blazing like some crazed vigilante. He's assessing the situation, and he's trying to figure out what he needs to do. And, of course, first thing he thinks is, I need backup. That's what you do.
Yes, send the man on the bridge to nowhere. that's all that I'm saying.
Oh yeah, you know. I mean, it is what it is, but I'm just saying.
But that was his dad. Like, as much as I love the guy that is voice acting him, Brian. I always want to say it backwards. It's Brian Henry. Is it Brian Tyree Henry? I think he's the guy he's Paperboy from Atlanta. And he was also in Widows, which is a great movie you guys should go see, with Viola Davis and Colin Farrell. So yeah, no, I love this guy, and I was like, they didn't really give him much to work with, and that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah. Well,
side note, like he can also sing.
I think just like
I feel like it's the Flash. It's like the Arrowverse where you need to point out who can sing because there's gonna be a musical. There's gonna be a Christmas album. Because Miles Shamik is a rapper, so there's that too. So
I do like that scene at the end. He's like, I can't wait to work with you, officer. He's like, love you. He's like, wait, what?
And in that moment, he knew Miles was.
Oh, yeah. That was a way of him saying, you know, it's me, but plausible deniability.
Oh, best dad scene is where he goes to the school to tell them that his uncle's dead.
Yeah.
That is so sad.
But he can't talk.
And then he's tied up and can't talk.
Yeah.
That's like, cruel fate, why do you mock us?
I thought maybe his dad was going to find out there.
Well, I thought he might. Well, but you know what? He's a dad who respects boundaries, apparently. And isn't that a good thing to see from time to time?
Yes.
Yes.
You know,
I wish the mom got a little more screen time, though.
Yeah, you know, I think for all the characters we got in this, I think there's not a character in this that you don't want to say, I wish they had more screen time.
Touche.
You know?
And again,
you know, I think that, I kind of wish Kingpin had more screen time. I kind of even wish Hispanic Scorpion got more screen time. It's like, what is your story, sir?
And maybe
Chris Pine was the original Peter Parker. He's always dying lately. Dang.
I'm
Right?
sorry, what?
Chris Pine was the original Peter Parker and Miles Morales'.
Oh, it wasn't.
he
It
played
wasn't the same actor doing the voice. No. Okay, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed. Okay, well, Chris Pine. Chris Pine, he dies in things. Okay.
Yeah, he does. He does. He's like the new.
I think the only way they're bringing him back in the new Wonder Woman is because he secretly knocked up Etta Candy before he died. Because that guy was apparently spreading it around.
Clones.
And
Martian Manhunter? What?
She molded him from clay.
Oh, well.
Just saying.
I'm just saying. First, if you're gonna say that DC isn't gonna do that, Lilith.
What? Clones or she molded him from clay?
Who knows?
No. That he had secretly knocked up Etta Candy before he went on his last adventure.
No.
And that's why she's so sad.
We're not doing that. You're gonna leave Etta's virtue out of this, mister.
First off, I want Etta. Etta should be Nick Fury in the DC universe. She should be the proto.
You say Nick Fury got knocked up?
No, what's her name? The woman who runs the Suicide Squad, Waller.
Amanda Waller.
Etta should be Waller's not protege, her mentor. Yeah, she should be the one who said, "Waller, let me tell you how this world works." And I want Etta to be in this 90s to be this kind of grizzled lady who is running super spy agencies, and she's got her friend Diana that she calls in on occasion. But in the end, it's going to be like, Etta, you kind of evil. It's like, no, I'm taking care of humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're basing it.
Hey, you know who Etta is, though, right? She's one of the
Waller in that scene.
She's one of the ants from Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Exactly. You know? Yeah, no, I know that's the actress as well, but yes. Which I loved, and the idea that she should be a little bit more like the other ant from Sabrina.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonder Woman film.
Anyway,
is she confirmed for the Wonder Woman film? No, well, that's gonna not be good then.
No, Wonder Woman 84 is actually good. I will. Well, at least the script that I read for it. I don't. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's 84. I thought it was 94. No, it's 84.
It's 84.
That's right.
84.
That's Captain Marvel. It's in the 90s.
Captain Marvel is in the 90s. That's right.
80s are cooler because you get to wear members only jackets. Everybody knows that. Anyway,
90s is cooler because you have
Zubo pants, Joey Buttafuoco pants. Out of here. Anyway, Philip, are you gonna
rock and roll? Because your old school rock and roll isn't good enough for us young kids.
Everybody wants to be the 80s. Nobody wants to be the 90s with crimped, nasty hair. I'm just saying.
Everybody wants to rule the world.
I like the 90s, man. That was that brief, glorious moment before it all went to heck.
Anyway, what else can we talk about?
I think we pretty much talked this out, didn't we?
I think we did. I'm gonna be nice, and I actually mean this from the bottom of my heart. It was an A+ for me because, Sony, I'm so proud of Sony. Don't run this franchise into the ground. I totally want to greenlight them making this their universe.
Did I pass out? Am I hallucinating? Did Lilith Hellfire just give an A+ to a Marvel movie?
You know what? She is
Sony movie. That's the bigger.
She's grading on a curve. She's grading on a curve. It's like when you go see a new DC film and it's not horrible. They say, hey, that was not a waste of my $10. I'm going to say this was a good film. And,
I was really
here's the thing.
I'm Morales thing, so that's why.
You see, I knew they were going to handle most of the story well. I only have a few little nitpicks, like why Prowler, if he has infrared vision, can't see his nephew the first time, but he can see him the second time. But I can say, well, he didn't have it turned on yet to turn it on. Yeah. I can get all that. That's a big plot hole. Watch for it. And there's a couple other little plot holes in there. Yeah, there's a few technical plot holes that make you go, really? Is that thing? And, not for nothing. The fact that, okay, we have to put the override thing in the conveniently placed USB port. Good thing they put that USB port there.
The goober.
Although I did like Spider-Man never being able to figure out, why are these things so hard to get in?
Because that's so relatable.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I love the trick. It's the duck nose trick. The holes go on the top. Because the duck has to breathe. Always the holes are on top. Mind blown.
Also, the symbol on the
Charlie, so what did you grade it?
I gave it an A. Like I said, I'm not gonna go A+. It's like, whoa, okay. Well,
you don't have the relationship with Sony that I do as a gaming console expert, okay? And proprietary BS, which they shouted out in this movie. So I was like, just because you lampshade it doesn't make it okay, but I see.
I agree with Charlie's A, and Lilith, Charlie said you're grading on a curve. It's like
a super curve. Did you see Venom? Did you see Venom?
The shout out, what we talked about on Wade's World. It's like when Deadpool said, it's like, it's a good Sony movie, but that's like being the sharp dresser in Power Man and Iron Fist.
Yeah, so,
So wait a second. Is that a Power Man or Iron Fist shirt Charlie's wearing?
No, well, this is a classic. I told you, I'm Harvey Bullock on vacation. So this is the Hawaiian shirt that we're in Gotham, because it's dark.
I was going to say, that's why it's black.
It's Gotham. I got my hat on, got a little bit of stubble and facial hair going, and I'm also a large gentleman.
And where's the apple juice? You gotta have the apple juice to compare.
I'll hang out for the ladies.
Oh, like he doesn't have apple juice in there. Had to take a vacation before No Man's Land starts.
Yeah.
What about our Before the Bat podcast?
January 3rd. Get ready.
What about Before the Bat? Which is coming back.
There it is.
There you go.
All right.
I'm looking forward to that, honestly. That's like my big even more than doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with Maz. I'm looking forward to Before the Bat.
Nice.
Take that, Maz.
I do a lot with Maz. And it's nice to hear other people's thoughts.
We love Maz. He knows that.
No, everyone
appreciate it at first, but then you're like, oh, I get it. Thank you.
Yeah, I gotta. We have to finish up Iron Fist because we still got Daredevil to do.
And then Punisher Season 2 comes out in January.
Oh, God. Well, that's when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming out. Come on, people!
Yeah, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't coming out till after Endgame, right?
Well, that's true. So, okay, well, we'll try and get through Daredevil, then we'll get to Punisher, and then we'll get to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So let's get out of here so the audience can get their second dose of Charlie over on Super Connectivity.
On that note.
Yes, that's right. So send us your thoughts on Spider-Verse. What did you think? Send us your grades. What did you think of the cosplay? Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Capes and Lunatic, Facebook.com/Capes and Lunatics. On Facebook, Twitter @CapesLunatics. Instagram, Capes and Lunatics, and the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. Did you see that? I did that without even looking.
About damn time. Yay!
Well, yeah, when you do it 6 times a week, yeah, I guess I finally memorized it. All right, Spider-Gwen, where can people find you in the Spider-Verse?
If you nerds want to fight me on the grade that I gave this movie, you can find me over on Twitter @LilithHellfire. If you want to hang out me on the gram @LilithHellfire86. If you want to talk another hero in red and blue, Superman and/or Smallville, @SaveMePod over on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and/or Instagram.
Fight me, nerd.
All right, El Chapo, where can people find you on the internet?
Well, they can always write to me an old-fashioned email, the way Harvey Bullock and his family once did, at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. And, of course, follow me on the Twitter today live tweet Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I'm going to be podcasting about in, April or something, and in many other places like the Gotham in January, @CharlieSer, that's CharlieEsser. Look for the 2 E's in the middle.
For quality.
Bing!
There you go. And see, Lilith, I can sing too.
We're not having a musical episode.
Capes and Lunatics the musical.
You shut your mouth. I have not watched a duet of Flash, and I never will. So we are not having a musical. We can have fan fiction theater.
I am Professor Charlie Esser.
Fight me, nerds. Just nerds fight me in a trivial contest. I mean,
I think you sold me, Lilith. All right.
I'll be like Stephen Amell then.
Thank you for joining us. Okay, Salmon Ladder. Anyway, for another week, it's covering the Spider-Verse, we have been the Capes.
Ampersand.
And the Lunatics.
Oh, you didn't sing it.
Oh, you're stealing my thunder there. No
I was distracted because you were buttoning up.
Oh! That's right. Join us next time for our Aquaman review.
More décolletage on the horizon.
And some housewives from Alaska, hopefully.
Sounds like a plan. Have a good night.